Hey everyone, welcome back to TBM Sports. Let's get into the MLB action August 7th as we get into the Thursday picks. We only have 4 games on today's slate, so this will be a little shorter video, and I will tell you guys one thing. Everybody's getting kind of tuned in, and you can start feeling the anxiety in the air as we do get this much closer to the NFL and college football seasons commencing. We're starting to get those camp reports, preseason games. I'm starting to get a little bit of that fall air as well in the morning, so loving this time of year. And unfortunately, it's going to be one where we're going to have to wait for a little bit longer, but the preseason will get us through. So enjoy some fantasy football drafts and all that good stuff that we do love in the fall. And we're going to have a lot of rundowns, and I am going to do some previews for win totals, awards, as well as I don't know if I should do the division by division NFL rundowns or maybe conferences and outlooks in terms of playoffs, postseason. There's kind of a lot of things going around up in the air, so I will start out with my power rankings. We'll share those with you guys very shortly. I kind of don't like to get into this unless I'm making some crazy futures bet, which I do have about 4 or 5 of them where I have some value that I think that is present. Also in the Heisman market, stuff like that. I will get involved early on, but other than that, I want to see kind of who makes it through camp alive, who doesn't get arrested, and quite frankly, who makes the team with cuts. And there's just so much variance with what happens in the course of the offseason. Rookies integrating, becoming professionals, and also just injuries. They happen. It's an unfortunate beast within football. It's something you have to handicap, and I know a lot of people aren't worth all that much to the point spread, but it does take a toll, and I want to see a couple games and reports under my belt because I do think that right now, even college football, there's a lot to read between the lines. So I'm looking forward to it. I might do a live stream also. And if you guys would like me to do a live stream during football season, maybe same time each week, maybe on game days, maybe early, I'm open to suggestions. So leave me a comment down below. But let's get down into these 4 games in the MLB. And took the day off yesterday. Did not like the card, just being honest. So let's get into it. For those of you not subscribed, hit that subscribe. Please smash that like button, and let's talk some baseball. Get you guys on your way. The Athletics and the Nationals, right? Pretty much some of the most atrocious baseball I saw played last night in the back back end of that game. As we look at kind of the 9th inning, the pitcher, I think it was JT Ginn, had a perfect game going through 6 innings before he hung a curveball with a full count. And yeah, so that's kind of how it curved right over the right field wall, and the Nationals tied the game 1-1. Okay, but as we look at the Athletics here, they do pitch and have a little bit better, more normalcy, I should say, when they are away from home. Okay, the Nationals kind of defying all logic as they did win yesterday. So that'll be their first game in their last 7 that they did win. We saw, that walk-off by C.J. Abrams, and also for that not going to get into the finer details of baseball, but I can't believe I was just actually having this conversation with my wife last night. These are $1 million Major League Baseball players, and we saw a Nationals player, runner on second, no outs, is my biggest pet peeve in all of baseball, okay? Especially when you're getting paid to do it. Get the runner home. There's no reason on earth why that can't happen. But we saw it last night. We saw a 9-hitter take a full count in a bunt, 3rd strike for a K on a pitch that you have a better chance of getting hit by than bunting it. Okay, so that was kind of how you didn't move the runner over. And then we saw the unfortunate, I guess you would call it just a lot of things within the throwing the ball in from throwing the ball to home. That kind of just is a little bit deeper with baseball, right? Horrible way that he fielded the ball. It's almost like he didn't expect it to kick up or to go home with it, and he just kind of chucked it like a third baseman with a lot of tailspin on it. So we got 2 bounces. Catcher had to go left of the dish and then get back to the plate and could not handle the ball, allowing the Nationals to walk off the game. So that's just kind of what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. We're betting here sports, and unfortunately, these players are getting paid millions of dollars to play bad fundamental baseball. Okay, But I digress. That was just kind of my rant of the evening. Kind of working on something like that to not do this on YouTube. Maybe Instagram or something where people actually care if I'm ranting about what's going on in baseball. But anyways, we'll talk about that Nationals and A's game. Just the way that it ended, I do think the A's bounce back, okay? So I'm all over Sacramento. I thought about doing Mitchell Parker under his outs. But as we saw yesterday, there is a little bit of a back end to a baseball game, right? We have to play every inning, all 9, all 27 outs. So that's kind of where I want to just go with the Athletics on a bounce back. Okay, they've been impressive, 6 of their last 10. Mitchell Parker, not so much, right? I don't, if he goes 6, I'll tip my cap. I don't think he does. So if you do like pitcher outs, go in that regard. But I do think the Athletics, their pitchers simply have bad ERAs because I think over the course of the season thus far, playing at home, it just kind of puts them in a bad position statistically where it doesn't represent, I think, their actual viability as a starter. So give me the A's on a bounce back, -135. Let's get this job done starting at noon, okay? The White Sox and the Mariners, that's the next game on the docket. And, you know, they're really flirting with me. They're flirting with me heavy, and I don't know what to do with it because yesterday I came very, very damn close to taking the White Sox. And they've lost 8-6, and they're going for a 4-game sweep against the Mariners of getting swept. And we've seen these money lines, except for a 3-game sweep, my apologies. And they've seen these money lines all over $2 for the White Sox. So, you know, say what you want, but scoring 6 runs against the Mariners in Seattle. I mean, 14 runs total in Seattle. Doesn't happen much. In Seattle, they seemingly have found their stride after we've seen those trade deadline acquisitions. So it comes down to a couple things, right? Do you think Seattle's going to outslug the White Sox? Do you think this game's going to go over the total? If it goes under the total, I think the White Sox are at a disadvantage. Logan Gilbert on the bump, 3.45 ERA. Going against Smith for the Pale Hose, I do think this is where, if I had to handicap this game, I'm staying away from it personally, right? The White Sox, unless we're going to pick them in a spot, I don't like betting against them right now in this market, okay? That's why I told you guys I divvy up the MLB season into quadrants, into partitions, because statistically, just because of a name or a jersey or a player, it does not mean that you can apply the same logic we used back there in April that we can in August, okay? So that's just how I feel about it. If anything, I would go Mariners under the team total, or under the 7.5 at -115 for the full game, okay? Next game, this is one that almost had a play in. This is a lean, and it's kind of right there in front of us, guys. Paul Skeens simply has dominated the likes of the Cincinnati Reds since becoming a major league pitcher, okay? And this is something where we look into the start here. It's unfortunate. My man 6-8 on the season, 2 ERA, but for going against Brady Singer, it comes down to a couple things as well. He's been absolutely atrocious on the road. As long as Pittsburgh hits the baseball today, I think they get the job done. But for me, in my money, I've made a lot of units betting against Paul Skeens on the season. Pretty much when you have a pitcher, okay, where arguably if there was a decent pitcher going for the Reds and not so much shouldn't say a decent pitcher, if there was a pitcher that could be up to par with what the popularity behind Paul Skeens is, right, we would see this game closer to a coin flip, probably -125, maybe -130 in favor of Pittsburgh, just simply being at home. But nonetheless, we get the Reds here at +150, and that's kind of been my go zone, okay? There's been so many instances where you get a hot lineup going against Paul Skeens, and you get over $1.50 on the money line. It just makes zero sense from a pitcher who, if we look at the kind of the games, I'm not betting against Paul Skeens. I'm basically betting on the fact that the Reds can scratch 2-3 runs across, and Pittsburgh won't hit the ball today. Okay, so you look at that. Cincinnati, this divisional game, 60-55 on the season. And we kind of talk about just the fact that in Paul Skeens, 14 plus starts, he has 14 official decisions, and 8 of those, the Pirates have lost that game. Okay, so that's kind of how I feel about it, and it probably actually goes a little bit deeper than that because of the no decisions in tied up ball games before his exit. Also, the Pirates here as they stand 49-66. They're not too concerned about getting him ready for the postseason. So I think there will be some arm saving, if you will. And so that's kind of where I look for. You know, outside of if Brady Singer wasn't pitching, this would be Reds all the way for me. And you kind of look into why he's been horrible on the road. And that's kind of why you would go with Pittsburgh. But for me, guys, simply put, I like fading Paul Skeens more than I like betting on him in terms of just Pittsburgh on the money line. All right. So leaning on the Reds. If Singer wasn't going, I would be playing the Reds. Okay, so that's just a lean. And then the second official play that we will have, I got to do it. Kind of just for the hell of it as we look into kind of the last game on the card, Miami and Atlanta. Okay, and this one will come as a surprise to you. Probably, if we go by the last few years, a couple of the worst teams ever in baseball, statistically, whatever, it's pretty much been the Marlins, the A's, and the Rockies, okay? And then you can lump in the White Sox, right? Those have been 4 of the bottom 5 teams, pretty much. I think the A's had a little decent stretch, but just kind of for the sake of argument. And why not? Why not us, right? We actually have 4 of these teams, pretty much 4 of the bottom 10 teams in action today. And it's almost like if you want to do like a little garbage parlay, just for the fun of it, Athletics, White Sox, Pirates, and the Marlins, or even the Reds if you want. But the Pirates definitely were in that conversation before drafting Paul Skeens, and still are right now, actually 49-66. Okay, but they have hit the baseball well. Why not us, right? Who says we can't do that? Little bottom feeders there were some of the worst teams in baseball, all playing on the same day, only them. But I think that the Braves, they're in trouble, okay? I would love to see Acuna get dealt. Couldn't envision him in anyone else but a Braves jersey. And if he does get traded, I would like to sell my Braves Acuna jersey quicker than not. But that's kind of where it is autographed. That's why. But the Marlins, I like them here in this spot, right? -114. Yuri Perez has been decent. That's all I'm going to say about that. And Carlos Carrasco, not sure what we're going to get out of him. One of my favorite players in the MLB. Love his story. Love the old Cleveland Indian there that we saw come up. But my man's almost 40 years old, damn near 40. And as we talk about kind of what he's been doing, he's been giving you 3, 4, 5 innings max. Truist Park, Marlins are hitting. I'm betting the Miami Marlins, okay, -114 on the money line. Fishy number, don't care. Also, I do kind of favor the total here. Marlins team total going over. It is what it is, but we're going to have to bet against Cookie here as gave up 4 earned runs against Baltimore. It's just kind of where we expect 3 or 4 runs from the Miami Marlins in the first 5 innings of this game, and that's just kind of how I handicap it. So knowing that in the way that the Braves have been playing, as we do look at them basically dropping 3 straight, let's go Miami, -114 on the money line, okay? So apologies for the longer discussion, the longer rant, if you will. I got some moving parts here as we segue into NFL, in college football. But thank you all for watching, tuning in into the TBM Sports Morning Show. The 2 official bets we're doing, the A's and the Marlins on the money lines. We'll see what happens. There are also a couple props I do like, especially in that Oakland game. Looking for some favorability there, but we'll see what happens. And I did talk about some of the pitcher props along the way as well. Okay, appreciate you guys. Good luck on your picks. Leave a comment down below about your feedback, what you guys want to see for football season as we get closer to that date. And we'll see you guys all tomorrow in the next video. Cheers.